Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, guys. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Wow. What have we have here? Going up on a Thursday night. It's hard to even know where to begin. We are, as it stands now, just surging our way back to 30 cents, maybe beyond. This is just fantastic. Phenomenal, even. Who do we got up in the chat tonight? We've got Bang Stun. Everybody Bang Stun tonight. Hector the Dude, DJ IMF, Slay Blaze, Anthony Grant, my man, starting things off nicely with a $5 super chat. Says, welcome to the red light district for Dozers. Thank you so much, Anthony Grant. Appreciate that. Curtis Payne coming in. Biscayan, I think that's how you say your name. Zombie Doge Army. Alan Schneider, of course. Nurse Terry Reed. And the list goes on. We got Swift, Lipinski, Shidoshi, and it goes on. Dogecoin tweet. Welcome, guys. Good to see you guys. Make sure you smash that like button. I want everybody in the chat to smash that like button like you'd smash your childhood celebrity crush. Takes a split second of your time. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's the number one thing you can do to help an emerging new channel like this burst through right on through those tricky YouTube algorithms. Nurse Terry Reed coming in with us another super chat for $5. Thank you, Nurse Terry Reed. I missed you all. We miss you back. Everyone loves Nurse Terry Reed. What's not to love, people? Mr. Zero Fox making his way into the room. Welcome, Sublime Mad Dog. Welcome. Name in a Frame Indy, welcome. Guys, if you could just take a moment to smash that like button. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. My name is Steele. You are watching Steven Steele Live. I would like to welcome you to this community and encourage you to hit subscribe and hit all on that notification bell. We've got an awesome community here. The channel is just a little bit over about 2.5 months old now, but considering we've only been around a couple months, this community has just been growing exponentially with just a great, excellent quality group of folks here. So welcome. And then also, if you'd like to become a member, memberships are now available. You just click the link at the top of the chat for exclusive member content, etc. Slow Despair coming in with $1 super chat. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Crypto Iron Man. I almost said Crypto Iron Man. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Lisa Timmerman, welcome, Lisa Timmerman. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. So much excitation going on tonight. So much to get to. We've got an awesome show. Just an awesome show for you. So kick back, settle in, get your tea, get your water, or get your stiff drink, whatever your pleasure is. And let's get to it, folks. Let's get to it. Without any further ado, I'm going to bring in a man with a plan since 2014. It's Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. Nick, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, Steven. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. What a day.
What a day. Holy cow.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting wilder and wilder. Right now, we are sitting at about 28.5 cents. Now, I said, I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if it was when I was on the show with you last or if it was one of the nights that you had off. But I said either last night or the night before on this show, I said I respectfully disagreed with our good friend Upshot because Upshot said that it was going to trade sideways and he didn't see 30 cents for quite a while. And I said I respectfully disagreed with our good friend Upshot because I said I feel like we're going to get back to 30 cents within the next 10 to 14 days. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I was doing some measuring before we went on the show today.
What kind of measuring, Nick?
Just percentage ratios and time over, hilarious.
Okay, just wanted to be clear.
Biceps mostly, but
okay.
When I laid out, so the time that it took us to break down has been lesser than or equal to the amount of time it's taken us to rebound into the previous historical bound zone. By the way, guys, I've got, I don't know, can we talk about the special guests that we're working on right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I talked to him today, by the way.
Sure.
For everybody out there that's a fan, as I am, of Trader Talks, I think one of the best technical analysis channels on YouTube, he will be coming on the show. Probably, he said next week. So we've got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the amount of time it took us, the decline to where we're actually over where we were prior to the sell-off at this very moment. So, I mean, it's a great sign, I think. Anytime we burst back up into that historical bounce zone is terrific.
Yes.
The only thing that I'm not really concerned about, but I think that we could see possible uncertainty with is tomorrow. Tomorrow, there is the largest futures expiration contracts in more money on the books on futures expiring tomorrow than ever before. Now, this has played out in the past previously very well for us. It's also played out in the opposite fashion. So it's hard to say what will happen tomorrow. But either way, we're back into the historical bounce zone as we speak right now, and we have continued to we've hit almost no resistance today at all. So I'm very, very confident.
Yeah, it's today has just been extraordinary for a number of reasons. Right now, as it stands, just so for the record, right now we are almost at 26% up from where we were 24 hours ago at this moment. So we're at a 26% increase. That is the most significant increase, especially when you figure both by trading volume and by market cap in the top 10. That's the most significant gain in the top 10. Of course, the whole market is coming up, and Bitcoin's coming up. We love to see it. We, to a certain degree, we need to see it for right now. But it's even Doge is performing above and beyond all of them. When you consider all of those factors. So Sliding Edge coming in with the $5 super chat. My ex dotations are high right now. You and me both, my friend. There's a lot to be excited about. Bang Stunt says, I'm glad to have Nick Balls back. And Steven is boosted in his voice as well. We're excited. We're excited tonight, friends. There's a lot to be excited about in Dogeland, for sure. We're going to be talking about a variety of stuff tonight, but, I guess just to lead things off from here, Nick, literally like 5 minutes before we went on the air, Elon did it again. Elon lit a fire. He lit a fire, and now it is reverberating throughout the crypto sphere and the Twitter sphere, obviously. And what happened, guys, for those of you who don't know, just a few minutes before we went on air, Elon Musk unleashes a few tweets that were pretty poignant, pretty funny. He said, quote unquote, that's not funny. And then he said, with a hyphen off of it, Bitcoin maxis. And then he followed it with a tweet that said this: how many Bitcoin maxis does it take to screw in a light bulb? And oh man, and here we go. So
he actually kicked the whole thing off.
Yeah.
A few hours ago, he replied to one of Billy's tweets where Billy was just kind of saying that, Dogecoin is meant to be fun, and it stops being fun when people start taking it so seriously. And
right.
Elon replied to him with just a cheers emoji, and that's what started this whole thing.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Yep.
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed the cheers emoji. There's so much to keep track of. It's just like, especially when you like host a show, like between every tweet, every breaking news story, every development. Jack Boy coming in with $5 super chat. Thank you, Jack Boy. Appreciate it. Well, what's up, Steven? Just wanted to say I respect your grind. One of my favorite streamers on YouTube right now. Jack Boy, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And while I'm at it, I know I noticed there's some new folks here tonight. I want to welcome all the new people here tonight. I want to welcome the people from both the Ass Token community. I know we have some overflow there now, and see a few folks from Baby Doge community coming in here too. Welcome everyone to the show. So it sounds like it started off with Elon responding to Billy's tweet there with the cheers emoji. Maybe it sounds like that's what got Elon thinking about this today. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I think that was like the clear distinction of like, okay, this whole thing is meant to be a good time. And that is what has been killing Bitcoin, is that it's no longer a good time. It's not fun. And people are looking to have a good time while securing their future financially, using a transactable currency that they can both take advantage of in the interwebs and the real world. And this is all meant to be fun, and everybody should be having a good time and not taking themselves or anything really so seriously. Mm-hmm. I think Elon is probably a pro at that.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a pro at it. And something else that I think the one that amused me the most, though, was his response to Jack Dorsey. Just again, right before we went on there, he just unleashed all this. So Jack Dorsey posted this earlier in the day. He posted, "The Bitcoin development community, above all else, as companies and institutions get into the mix, we all want to help protect and spread what makes Bitcoin open development so perfect. This day is focused on educations and actions to do just that." And this campaign of Bitcoin awareness that Jack is promoting is called the B word. The B word. And then Elon just responded about Elon just responded 45 minutes ago with, "Bi curious."
I ain't no bi curious.
Oh, it's so funny. To me, this was, and I tweeted a response to it saying this. I said, to me, this was another another Sailor Moon moment. To me, it's another Sailor Moon moment. So this was an absolutely epic troll on Elon to Jack, and it's just kind of like it's kind of much needed. I mean, Jack, I'm not a big fan of Jack Dorsey, to be honest with you, but I love his platform. I will say that. But I mean, the guy takes himself very seriously, and he's pretty stringent on his the opinions that he allows, and kind of a lot of the censorship that can happen on his platform. But
Jack suffers from the same issues that Bitcoin suffers from, in the sense that just because you're the first at something doesn't mean you're the best. I'm sure there have been platforms that have rivaled Twitter as far as like what they're trying to do. But don't be fooled. One day, his kingdom, his fiefdom, will be toppled, and it will be toppled from the inside out, much like Bitcoin.
Yeah, I would think that there's a matter of time before there's a alternative platform to Twitter. Twitter is actually a very strong platform. It's just that unfortunately, you always have to worry about what you write on there. It's interesting, Twitter, and nothing against pornography, but I just think I just illustrated it as an example of the irony where you can post hardcore pornography on Twitter, but
you know how many buttholes I've seen on Twitter? It's like if you nowhere else, and there's no other, like, you couldn't do that on Instagram. I kind of like it, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not making a judgment on one way or the other. I'm just saying that I just think it's ironic that you can post hardcore porn on Twitter, but you can't have like the wrong opinion according to Jack on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without getting, it's just interesting. It's an interesting, it's just an interesting barometer on which he operates. But yeah, so, all these super big, epic, serious statements that we always see from Bitcoiners, it's fine to a certain degree, but sometimes it's just like, come on, guys, just chill out for a minute,
I want to comment on something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Christopher James just said, Nick, we're going to $1 by the end of summer. I might argue that it could possibly happen sooner than that. And the reason I bring this up is because, as I mentioned earlier, I was taking some percentage calculations earlier in the day.
Yep.
And the previous run, I think, happened over, it was a 72-day, I'm just recalling from memory, it was a 72-day consolidation period where Doge was sitting at like 5 or 6 cents. We all remember this. Took 72 days. Currently, we are at, believe it or not, 69 days. So we're I know that's
okay.
kind of ironic, but, we literally are at 69 days from the previous move to the upside. So there is an argument to be made that the next move to the upside that we all know will be taking us very close to, if not through, $1.
Wow.
Is very, very near, my friends.
Wow. Wow. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Guys, those of you who are on Twitter, if you could just take a moment, consider retweeting this stream, just so your fellow viewers know that we are live. I'd appreciate that. I'm going to pop that link, that Twitter link, in the chat. So if you're on Twitter, if you would consider retweeting this link to the show, I'd appreciate that. Thank you, guys. So yeah, you're contending that it's a fairly high probability, Nick, that we could see an ATH this summer and even $1.
I believe. Well, I mean, through technical analysis, we can measure that swings to the upside have been on average at, or like, between 500% and 600%. And by the way, the last one was more than that, but I do believe that we could be seeing $1, and I'm not saying end of summer. I'm saying within the next few weeks to a month.
Wow.
That everything in technical analysis points to this. Now, this previous sell-off has put a little kink into that whole theory, but I don't believe, based on the levels that we dropped to, by the way, we dropped to a previous level of support at 16 cents on our deepest run. Our deepest sell-off was to this previous support level. I don't believe that is any, like, now, if we fell below that, yeah, I could say that that plan might not play out in the fashion that I am seeing it in the charts. But I don't know. I don't think there wasn't a kink in the hose. We came right back. You know what I mean? Yeah. You've been looking at more TA lately than me, so I'm just gonna defer to your judgment on this. This literally is all I do all day. I know you're much more keen on spend more time on TA than I do. I spend that. I do spend it on TA, but a variety of other stuff as well. It's some fun stuff going on in the chat. Chad Bagley says Elon liked Greg's tweet. Did you see this? Let me see what Elon. He said Elon liked one of Greg's tweets, so I'm just going to see what he liked. Well, to be fair, Greg is the CEO, so the unofficial CEO of Dogecoin. Yes. So let's see what he liked. He liked a tweet from Billy Marcus. I don't see him that he liked a tweet today from. Yeah, he did. The coin. It's
Oh,
Go to his likes.
Sir, I got it. Yep. I missed it right at the top. I scrolled down. Yeah, so he liked a tweet, a picture from Greg. It says, "I'm old enough to remember when this was worth more than a Dogecoin," and it's a picture of a quarter. That is awesome. So here we are again, you guys. This is phenomenal. Elon is in our circle. He's very aware of it. He's interacting with Greg, who we interact with all the time, who watches our show, right? He obviously keeps a close eye on Billy Marcus, who, again, I've had on this show that we interact with, daily. I
like that I have a direct line to Greg.
Yeah.
I hardly ever message him. I message him like, I don't know, once every week or something like that.
But when you do, he gets right back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Lisa Timmerman says, definitely interesting. Sad, though, with so much censorship, but I'll always be positively perky. Positively perky, my kind of woman. Curtis Payne coming in with $5 super chat. Thank you, Curtis. My wife... Okay. My wife kicked me off Twitter because of what she called the Dogecoin quote-unquote hose. I deleted the app, but my account is still open. Big KB.
It sounds like something my girlfriend would do, but I would not delete the app.
Curtis Payne trying to work his way out of that Doge house. Sorry about that, Curtis. Hope things go a bit more smoothly for you here going forward. So, guys, if you haven't taken a moment to smash that like button, take a split second to do that. It's a big help if you can do that. And then feel free to subscribe if you're new here. We'd love to have you join up and sync up with our vision. So, guys, we are at about 28.5 cents. The Doge is going strong. Momentum is with us. The Doge momentum is with us. There was another announcement today, Nick, about another major government looking to take on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as legal tender. Did you hear about this?
I did not. No. Who is it? It
was Ecuador.
What's up with South America? South America is jumping on the crypto train right now.
Yeah, so Ecuador is making some strong moves to make Bitcoin legal tender. Right now, the president of Ecuador is going to, it's not legal yet, but he has declared Bitcoin as legal tender. This is huge news. This is phenomenal news, and this is going to be a story that we're going to continue to cover here and monitor very, very closely, because the effects that this could mean for the market value of Bitcoin could be absolutely epic. And obviously, we know the reverberations that has on the rest of the market, aka Dogecoin and everything else. So the president of Ecuador said just today that next week he's going to send his Congress a bill that will make Bitcoin legal tender. So he said over 70% of the active population in El Salvador doesn't have a bank account. They're not in the financial system. They asked me to help and to write a plan, and that they viewed Bitcoin as a world-class currency, and that we needed to put together a Bitcoin plan to help these people. So here he is taking big, bold action over a country, Nick, that where 70% of the people in that country are unbanked. So that's why these options are so popular, or we're seeing them so popular in these countries, is because of just the sheer amount and the demographics of people that are don't have bank accounts there, that are unbanked. And I think this could be a very strong and lucrative opportunity for many of the citizens in El Salvador to find a better standard of living. What do you say?
I think it would be absolutely hilarious and kind of ironic. By the way, guys, a lot of these South American countries in the past decade have gotten hit really hard with inflation and have gotten burned super hard on oil and gas reserves that they can no longer access or have trouble selling on the open market. I think it would be absolutely hilarious if China dropped the ball and South America picked up the remnants of what China left behind. I don't think, people get scared all the time. They hear, oh, China's banning crypto mining. Well, that's their loss. That's China's loss. But it could be South America's win. And there's just as much money, if not more, in South America than there is in China. And so, it is I would take a look at the numbers, but I'd venture a guess that it's damn near 1-to-1. And I think it would be lovely to see these people in countries that have been hit so hard by economic destruction caused by no fault of their own, by their own damn governments, to be scooped out of poverty by the future of currency. I think that would be lovely.
Oh yeah, just amazing, and a decent probability of just that beginning to happen in some of these sectors of South America. Robbie Gilchrist, the resident dolphin, the Dogecoin dolphin, the Steele Live dolphin, coming in big with 69.42 Canucks Canadian dollars. Thank you so much, Robbie Gilchrist. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. And thank you for your continued generous support of the show and the community. We all love Robbie Gilchrist here on Steven Steele Live. So good to see you and good to hear from you, my friend. What's up, Brad? See, Brad Hassong is up in the chat. It's been a minute. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. And someone else said that, I got to scroll up here. Paraguay entered a bill today as well. I did see that Paraguay is also, so as we're seeing now, we're seeing a domino effect throughout an entire region of the world. This is exciting stuff. This is game-changing stuff, and this could have absolutely dramatic effects on market value, don't you think, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of these South American countries have resources, guys. Like, they have gold, they have oil, they have gas. They've just been stuck over the past decade in a situation where their governments haven't made the best decisions. That's okay. These are all short-term moves. They could turn this all around, because all of these countries, what they ultimately have is energy resources, right? Gas, oil, volcanoes, in the case of I'm thinking Ecuador, but El Salvador. These are all resources that can be used naturally, that occur in the earth, to mine Bitcoin or any other crypto for that matter. How crazy would it be if these by the way, I don't know, I see a lot of people on Twitter a few weeks ago when El Salvador announced this, they're like, oh my God, I'm moving to El Salvador. This is incredible. You do not want to move to El Salvador. It is a hellhole. It is a literal hellscape. You will be stabbed instantaneously. You will not make it 15 minutes in El Salvador. But how funny would it be if this was the precipice that changed all of that, and we had a time machine and we go 25 years in the future, and people in El Salvador are flying on hoverboards, and their cities completely transformed, all because of the decision they made to take up the reins of crypto where China left off. I could, that's a future I could envision.
Right. Yeah, me too, man. And you're right. Just some breaking news here. Elon and Jack going back and forth right now. Things are getting spicy, guys. Things are getting spicy. So Elon and Jack are having a little back and forth here. Let's see. So Jack not taking too kindly to Elon's a little bit of lighthearted trolling with the bi-curious. So Jack just responded with simply bizarre. And then he says, let's you and I have a conversation at the event. You can share all your curiosities, And then Elon just responds with LMFAO, OMG.
I don't want to freaking talk to you, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go to your, it's essentially like, no, dude, I'm not showing up to your B word conference.
When did Jack turn into Charles Hoskinson all of a sudden? Jesus.
Dude, it's so funny you say that, Nick, because as I was reading, seriously, as you read my mind, as I was reading that little back and forth, the whole tone and tenure reminds me of Charles Hoskinson's.
Right?
Yeah, of Jack right now. Jack is channeling the spirit of Charles Hoskinson's right now in his, he's like, why don't you come to our Bitcoin conference?
Down to the ranch.
Yeah, come down to the ranch, come to this conference, and then you can share all your curiosities with me, Elon. No thanks, bro. No thanks. Hey, Brad, welcome to membership. Brad just became a member. We are christening him in, Brad. Welcome aboard. I'd love to see that lean green across the screen. Keeping it on the scene, man. So welcome to membership. If anybody else wants to look in membership, just click the link pinned at the top of the chat. Yeah, so this is wild stuff. This was when I read this response that Jack just tweeted out to Elon. To me, it's kind of passive aggressive. It's a bit bitter, and it's kind of dismissive, right? And Elon's just like, whatever, bro. He just it's just like.
I love when this is like a billionaire battle or whatever, but like I love when anyone perceives that they hold some sort of power over someone else, and they say, let's you and I talk. Let's have a talk. How about you just tell me what you want to tell me? We're right here. You can like, what do you want to say? Like, I always found that so odd. Like, whenever somebody like proposes a chat, it's just so strange, especially coming, like, by the way, Jack isn't he's not even in Elon's ballpark as far as like net worth is concerned.
No way.
Also, I'd like to add that Jack Dorsey hasn't eaten anything in 10 years and weighs like 105 pounds. Elon could fold this man in half. So I don't know what he's trying to pull with this whole let's talk thing, but it ain't happening, bro. It ain't going down like that. And it's just so creepy. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, so it gets creepier. It gets creepier. Jack just responded to Elon's LMFAO with, "Let's have the talk." And then
no.
And Elon, all Elon responded with was, "The comments in this thread are solid gold." And then our friend Matt Wallace chimed in and said, "Damn, Elon, be careful. You may make gold prices skyrocket with this tweet." Oh my gosh, Twitter is on fire right now, you guys. And Twitter is definitely part of what we cover here. I mean, it's an integral part of the crypto news cycle. Lives and breathes on Twitter for sure. Curtis says Elon should buy Jack a ticket to El Salvador. Yeah, this is just wild. Jack just went gay for Elon much. Wow. I mean, it could be interpreted that way. I think, I don't know. I don't know what, I'm still absorbing all this as it's coming out real time. So are you in front of your computer? Are you seeing the little back and forth over here, Nick?
Oh yeah, I'm on my phone and I'm on my computer at the same time.
Yeah.
Just to absorb all of this wackiness. I mean, like, and Jack is the kind of guy that would hang out in El Salvador, actually. But yeah, it's like, it's just so incredibly creepy. It's so weird. Like, dudes, Elon has some of the best, like, funny quips. Like, he will kill you with funny quips. And Jack tried to come back serious as a heart attack. And then he tried to pull it back with his own funny quip that, yes, came off a little homoerotic.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I have no words. I have no words.
Yeah,
for what is going on?
I think it was Jack realizing. Now, I will give this to Jack. Jack definitely has more self-awareness than Charles Hoskinson.
100%.
Yeah. So I think what happened is Jack realized he was kind of coming across like a fuddy-duddy. You know what I mean? And not very likable or charismatic. And so at that point, I think he recalibrated, right? He recalibrated. And so he's trying to recalibrate to kind of match and mirror the humor of Elon, because he realizes it's a losing battle to do otherwise. So I think that's what we're seeing here right now. So I don't think that's the last of the back and forth tonight either. We'll see. We're going to continue to cover it. But someone said in the chat, Elon's meme game is strong. Elon's meme game is strong. Elon's just general Twitter game is really strong. He's not a guy that you want to go toe to toe with and think that you're going to end up on the winning side on a Twitter roundabout. That's for sure, no doubt about it. So how does Jack going gay for Elon affect the price of Dogecoin? Scott asks.
Might help.
It might help.
Might help. I don't know. I think it's a good thing. It's more, more inclusive. It opens up. It really does appeal to Twitter's, very woke, new rule set. I think it's a great thing, actually.
Yeah. Maybe one of them will turn these back and forths on Twitter into NFTs for everyone to auction on, just to up the absurdity of it all. So here we're in a little bit of a retracement. We have gone down to about 28 cents even. But I don't think it's anything to be concerned about by any means. The fact that we are up and have made as much progress as we've had in just such a short amount of time is really just incredible. It's really incredible. So where this ends up going the rest of the week, what do you say, Nick? Think we're going to see get into the 30s over the weekend?
Oh, we'll be at the 30 tomorrow. 100%.
Tomorrow. Wow.
Okay. I say that we'll be at 30 tomorrow, 100%. However, that is very contingent on futures contracts expiration. If futures contracts expiration flow orders, like money orders into the order book and volume picks up, we could be, if it's one of those expiration dates where everything flows back in like crazy to cover everything, we could be pushing that 42 cent band tomorrow. Like, if you just take a measurement on what happened today, copy it out over tomorrow. It's quite possible that we could be up into that 40 or high 30 cent level tomorrow by the end of the day. And that's all very contingent on futures contracts expirations. If the contracts expire in our favor, we'll be back through the second level of historical bounce. If not, we could see a bit of downside. But like I said before, there are very, very clear support levels now that are like held strongly.
Right.
So even if we do dip down, we are not, like, those support levels are so strong that there wasn't enough money. We're talking about billions of dollars. There wasn't enough money to break those support levels previously. I don't see them breaking down again.
Right. Well, fantastic. Again, you've been deep diving in more TA than I have lately, so I'm just going to defer to your judgment on that. So that I hope you're right. Obviously, that just sounds phenomenal. If we were to get around 40 cents by the end of the week, fantastic. So someone says, I don't trust Jack. It wouldn't surprise me if he banned Elon from Twitter someday for his crypto tweets. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I almost think Twitter needs Elon at this point. Twitter needs Elon at this point in order to in order to keep a high volume of traffic. I mean, Elon is a pretty good chunk of Twitter at this point. So I'm not sure. But then again, who knows? Who knows? If Jack sees Elon as a serious threat to his bottom line, then, you know, what will happen will probably happen. But Elon's
got more than 10 times the followers than Jack. So,
yeah.
You know,
and plus,
that just goes to show you.
Plus, I have a feeling that if that were to ever happen, that it wouldn't take long before Elon created his own social network, akin to Twitter, but without all without some of the restrictions, the unfair restrictions.
All the Doge house.
Yes. Yeah, so there's another story. Pay me in Dogecoin. Pay me in Doge. I'm not sure. I think Matt Wallace might have kicked off this campaign. I think he did. I think he did. And so what started, there was a big hashtag trending today, and I think it still is, pay me in Bitcoin. Pay me in Bitcoin, the top trending hashtag. And then Matt Wallace, who is the by volume and numbers, he is the most popular Doge related content creator on the internet. He messaged me and a few others, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to start this hashtag. Let's get it fired up. It's going to be pay me in Doge, pay me in Dogecoin." And so then it began, and it didn't take long for that to become pay me in Doge, hashtag pay me in Doge, hashtag pay me in Dogecoin, become top trending on Twitter. And right now, it's still top trending. I think it might have overtaken pay me in Bitcoin now. So I think the mission has been achieved on there. As of right now, there's about 32,000 tweets that are just hashtag pay me in Dogecoin, not including the ones that are hashtag pay me in Doge. So cumulatively for sure, but I think even on its own, pay me in Dogecoin has outpaced the hashtag pay me in Bitcoin. We're having so much fun today. And not that we dislike Bitcoin. We love Bitcoin, but it's fun. It's a fun it's just fun, healthy competition, in my opinion.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
And yeah, you're correct. Right now, it's about 70% pay me in Doge at the current moment.
Yeah, about that. And speaking of another Doge, we're just going to take a little. We're going to just take a little detour here. No pun intended, with Baby Dogecoin, which is a token that was started a few months back, and recently it's been gaining some pretty positive momentum, and a lot of holders jumping on. The market cap value was really small, and the amount of holders was not very significant. Up until the last few days, it's really been getting a lot of legs. Someone gifted me $100 in Baby Dogecoin, and since then I piled a little bit more on, and it's doing pretty well. It looks like there were some real big whales in Baby Doge that knocked it down a bit this evening, but it's still holding up really well. It looks like it's actually climbing back up and absorbing all those whales right now. And so I have to say, although obviously I'm not super wild about them putting Doge in their name, you know what I mean? Because obviously it's not like an official, there's no official connection between Doge and Baby Doge. What I have to say on their behalf, the community is very overall. The tone of the community seems to be very, very nice, very welcoming, very pro Doge. And there also seems to be some fun rivalry within the baby Doge community and the Sheep community, where the baby Doge community considers themselves to be the good guys, the antithesis of sheep. So I think that's pretty fun. But also this isn't just because I'm talking about baby Dogecoin. This is not an endorsement of it. I do play around with BSC tokens for fun. I make sure they don't take up a big part of my portfolio, but I do enjoy investing in some of those. Baby Dogecoin is one of these. It doesn't. It's not on any exchanges yet, but which is so far that spells. It looks pretty good considering all the momentum they're getting right now, even before hitting any exchanges. So that's usually a pretty good sign. So we'll see where it goes. And also right now it's one of these that you buy usually through a trust wallet. Through PancakeSwap is exclusively where you get it right now. And they've got the usual kind of LP locked in liquidity burn kind of scenario. But I have to say, overall, my experience with that community has been a pleasant one, and I'm just having a little fun with a little bit of an investment there. I think Baby Doge, could continue to do well within its respective realm. I personally think it would be hilarious if it overtook the sheep phenomenon and kind of replaced it. And I like that there's there's a good guy version of sheep out there to kind of rival that whole vibe. So it's just something fun that's out there. Right now sheep's. Yeah, it took a lot of whales, but it's still really, really up. So I'm gonna keep one eye on Baby Doge for kicks. In other news, Liv, our friend from CEO of Ass Token, Ass Finance, she was just nominated today through Binance. Binance announced the five nominations for the five top influencers in crypto of 2021, and Liv was on that list. And much to her surprise, so congratulations to our friend Liv on that. And you can vote for Liv. I posted it, I retweeted it on my Twitter page. You can find a link to that, or you can just go directly to the Binance official Binance page on Twitter and vote there. Vote for whoever you want. I'm just telling you who I voted for, and I'm very fond of Liv. She's makes regular appearances on the show. She's a good friend of mine and of Nick's as well. Congratulations to Liv. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I voted for her. I was really pleasantly surprised to see that Binance officially came out with that, and I hope she gets it. I don't know if you can check the live poll or whatever. I think it's internal, so you can't see who's in first or whatever it might be. But I voted for her, and I know her. If she wins, I'll say that. I know Liv. I know her.
It would be great if she won, because she came just kind of storming, making a name for herself very quickly out of seemingly nowhere anyway. But she works hard. She works very hard, and she's I find her very likable and honest and good for the space overall. So we definitely wish Liv well, and she's her and I were talking a bit today. She's going to be on the show again sometime this week. We're still working that out, but we'll keep you posted on that. Right now, Dogecoin trading at 28.5 cents. 28.5 cents. Not a bad place to be. So, Nick, are you saying we're going to see? Do you really think that we're going to see a 40 cent Doge by the end of the weekend?
I mean, It's possible in the sense that we're already back into the zone where we had previously bounced out of. A huge factor in that momentum is going to be tomorrow. We'll see. If tomorrow we have large selling pressure, obviously that's not going to happen. But if money flow and the order book is looking solid for the weekend, yeah, I don't see why not. Just based off of like past historical measurements of moves to this extent. I mean, dude, the way things are moving right now, we're not, the thing about it is we're not like going straight up. You know what I mean? This isn't what Artifact would call the God pump. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the moves we made before, but the money is steadily flowing in and up, and it's like anything. I don't know if you've ever been near a large river or something like that, where it doesn't look like it's moving, like it's a very slow moving river. But if you try and walk in that water, it'll knock you down. And that's preferred, actually. You want that, because that means each level that we're creating right now has some sort of structure to it. It's not just a straight up move to the upside that is resting on the head of a pin needle. This is a move up that's happening steadily, and it is not going to be easy to break this down unless the order book, unless futures expire tomorrow and everything goes to hell, that will knock out. It won't just be Dogecoin, it'll be everything if that's the case. But I'm pretty confident. I think that this futures expiration tomorrow, it should be in our favor.
And this could prove to be this whole severe market downturn that we've been experiencing could prove to be a real asset going forward, because we've shaken out a lot of weak hands and whales, which obviously when you do that gives you less resistance when moving back up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is all, guys, people think that price action is really this like super, there's like lots of factors and all this kind of stuff going around. All it really is buyers and sellers. That's all that's going on.
Right.
It's people willing to buy, it's people willing to sell.
Right.
And, whales are a part of it. And that is part of every market. There are going to be people who are people like me, or people who bought in a long time ago who have massive bags, who can swing their money around. And these people are from other countries that don't have taxes like we do, so they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And I feel good. I always tell people, and I've said this before on this podcast and I'll say it again, I'm never worried when we're moving down. I am worried when we're moving up with no resistance, because that is unsustainable. We cannot move straight the F up with no resistance. That will inevitably collapse. I'd rather see us have moves to the downside, and like we're doing right now, exactly like we're doing right now. Nice, methodic, slow, steady builds to the upside. That's what you want to see.
Completely concur, and very, very astute and spot on observation there, Nick. I got a little breaking news. 2 people actually messaged this story to me that broke while we've been on the air here. So thank you guys. Thank you both to Sabrina and Scott for messaging me about this. So the president of El Salvador has announced that each registered citizen of their wallet app will receive $30 in free Bitcoin. And so the government has put together, it sounds like the government has put together like a wallet app, a free wallet app for everyone to download and to use. And so he's announcing that every citizen of El Salvador are going to get $30 in free Bitcoin. And then he said the wallet app will even work anywhere with a cell connection, and you won't have to even have a cell plan to use the app. So this
sounds like the greatest stimulus check of all time.
Yeah, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. I think we could be seeing the beginning. I think this could be the beginning of something that's just really a lot more significant than most of us even realize right now. The potential for this to just absolutely reverberate in a number of ways throughout other parts of the globe is pretty incredible. So this is a very game-changing decision for a government to make, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is huge. And another thing if they're going to be doling out free Bitcoin like their Voyager or something, you think the president of El Salvador has he's giving out his referral code to all the citizens?
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And like I said, this could end up being one of the greatest stimulus checks of all time. And El Salvador needs it. I was mentioning earlier, El Salvador is not a great place. I'm not dogging anybody if anybody from here is from El Salvador. This is known. It's very well known that they're like some of the highest crime rates in the world are in El Salvador. I hope and I pray for the people of El Salvador that this monetary decision by their president turns their country into a thriving, first world country. That I think that is hugely possible. And the fact that they have the amount of Bitcoin to give out $30 to every citizen right now means that they have been mining, or they have taken a loan out because they are following, they know how much they can mine, and they know they're doing it without hurting the environment, because obviously they're running their mining off of a freaking volcano. That is an extremely positive prospect. That also means, if I can almost guarantee you they have not mined that amount of Bitcoin yet, but that means another nation or another large entity has provided them with upfront capital to be able to do that, which means that whoever loaned them that trusts enough in their ability to get the job done.
Yep.
That they believe that they can make this happen. And that's a future plan that is within the next 1 to 2 years. You can be hopeful and positive about the future of crypto for at least the next year to two if you're living in El Salvador.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we've got El Salvador, we've got Ecuador, and there's
all the doors.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison, we got all of them.
Yep. And now Paraguay is hopping on board too, guys. This is the third country in that region of the world hopping on board for making Bitcoin legal tender, and other cryptocurrencies. A few other cryptocurrencies won't be far behind. And obviously this is going to also, what this will do too, this is going to bring in just a lot of new crypto investors into the entire market that aren't going to just start and stop with Bitcoin. These are going to be people that are obviously have a strong interest, like anyone, but particularly in places of that much economic hardship, to level up through alternative means. And many times, as we're seeing more and more, crypto is providing a path to do just that. Erectile Reptile coming in with $20. Thank you for the generous super chat. Erectile Reptile, great to hear from you, my friend. Says, Doge has the second biggest percentage change in the past 24 hours. That is a fact. The people know which is the best coin. To the moon. Fact. Santa's reindeer would be females. Only female reindeer keep their antlers through the winter.
Wow.
That is a fun fact, Erectile Reptile. I was not aware of that. Were you, Nick?
I was not. However, I was aware that the story of Santa's reindeer. I actually, for those who don't know, I went to Iceland once.
Yeah.
And saw a reindeer in the wild, and it was the summertime, so there was no snow on the ground. But in the winter, there is a famous fungus, a mushroom that grows on the moss there, and the reindeer eat this mushroom and go crazy. And it's like a well-known fact that was like part of the story of Santa's reindeer or whatever. And the mushrooms actually look like the mushrooms from Alice in Wonderland. They're like red with like white little dots on them. So yeah, I love Reptile and his fun facts of the day.
His fun facts of famous fungus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Where is Beef Supreme? You ever notice, Nick, when Dogecoin's doing the best, Beef Supreme's nowhere to be found on this program. And then when Dogecoin's struggling the most is when he shows up.
Also, conversely, when Dogecoin is struggling the most, he believes that it is impending surge.
We're seconds away from surge, right.
Yeah. I actually spoke to Beef Supreme the other night.
You
after
heard
the show.
I've never heard Beef Supreme's voice.
I did. I heard his voice, and I was in a live or whatever space or whatever for like 10 minutes. It was right after the show. I was just laying in bed, and I just saw Beef Supreme in there. Yeah, I just popped in to say hi.
Because you're just curious to hear what he sounded like, I bet.
I very much was, and he sounded exactly how I thought he would.
Oh, did he really? So he actually matched what you'd assume.
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, what's up? What's up, Junior Hall? Yeah. So we were talking about the rain. Those mushrooms make the deer go crazy.
Yes.
For a temporary moment, for a window anyway.
Yeah. No, not permanently, but I used to know the name of those things. I always want, like, as a youngster, I used to dabble with the fungus among us, but not any. This was like 15 years ago.
Right.
But I just always thought those mushrooms were very cool. My uncle was actually a mycologist, which, for those who don't know, is a mushroom scientist. So I was very curious into mycology as a young man. What are those things called? I'm looking at them right now. They have a very they call them the alien fungi because they look so crazy. They're like red with these white dots. I mean, they look like something out of a novel. Bishop what Albertus Mangus, I can't remember the name of him. Anywho, yeah, they've been around forever, and they are very well known to be eaten by reindeer.
So reindeer are real?
Oh yeah, reindeer are real.
Reindeer are real?
Yeah, Ray, you didn't know that?
Wait a second.
Reindeer are 100% real, yeah. And the funny part about this mushroom is it's one of the few mushrooms that actually grows in snow. That's how reindeer.
Oh,
eat them.
I know them as caribou.
Caribou, yeah.
Okay. I just always know them as caribou, but so caribou are reindeer.
Correct. Yep.
Oh my gosh! I just had an epiphany. I just had an Ace Ventura epiphany. Caribou are reindeer. Reindeer are caribou. Caribou are reindeer. Reindeer are caribou. Oh my gosh! There you go. I just had a moment. I just had a real cognitive breakthrough there. Local enterprise broadcasting. Great to hear from you. Coming with a $5 super chat. I'm back. Like herpes, don't forget to share and like the stream, folks. Thank you for that, local enterprise broadcasting. Speaking of herpes, have you checked on your herpes lately, Nick?
I actually don't have any.
What?
I know, I should. I didn't get... Okay, so I didn't have a trust wallet until after the herpes boom of 2021. I got a trust wallet for beefs.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could probably get my hands on some herpes if I really wanted to. It literally, herpes hit the scene like the week that I left for vacation. So I just had like a lot going on, but I will set up a herpes wallet. I will.
Yeah, because there's plenty of people in our community that'd be more than willing to give you some herpes, Nick.
I'm sure they would, Steven. I'm sure they would. I've gotten DMs. Trust me. I gotta set it up.
For those of you, just for clarity, those of you who are unfamiliar, there is a new token of that name, herpes, that was actually developed by one of the Dogecoin developers. It's just like a fun kind of joke BSC token, but it has been catching on. Let's see. Someone said they just bought some herpes. And then Beefs is out there too. That's another BSC from our community. And Beefs, I think they're still giving out them beefs. I don't even think people people aren't buying beefs. I think people are giving them out. And I was contacted by somebody who goes by the Twitter handle Beefmeister General, and he sent me a really nice message kind of explaining the vision of beefs, and no one ever kind of broke it down for me, and I thought it was really well worded, and I'm just gonna read some of it here. He said that there are 69 6900 or 6900 trillion total shares. Quadrillion total shares. He says, it's honestly a lot of fun sending and receiving something with that many zeros for just a few cents. We're trying to make it a playground for people to come in and learn how to use things like PancakeSwap and to send and receive swap tokens. This way you can learn how to trade a lot of shares for just a few cents. So you are ready to jump on the next thing and know what you're doing. A lot of our holders are people who have never had S coins before, SHIT coins before. We've gone from a bit less than 500 holders to over 1,500 just today. Thank you for the good work you do, etc., etc. So that's really cool. This because no one ever broke it down for me. So apparently, Beefs is obviously I knew that a ton of them were laid out, but it's predominantly used as just a fun thing to help people just understand the process of PancakeSwap in the BSC world. So it's kind of almost like a free next to free educational tool.
Here's a funny, irony, fate loves irony thing for you. What if, just hear me out, what if the world becomes like Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Actually, and Beefs actually becomes the currency. Because I don't know if you know, but the people, I don't know for sure, but the people behind Beef Supreme and his whole beefy crew have locked down the Twitter handle for Brondo, the Thirst Mutilator. And a few other great Twitter handles have been secured by the Beef Supreme League of Legends.
Yeah, and, I've been noticing more of them pop up lately. I've been noticing more of the various characters from Idiocracy's Twitter profiles pop up lately. I noticed Camacho, and then the Secretary of State or something popped up. Yeah. I'm sure that who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, if 500 years in the future, maybe Beefs will be the the world's leading legal tender, which would be, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we won't be around to laugh, but who knows? It could happen. It could happen. So here we are, approaching 29 cents, Nick. Where there's been a lot of, since we've been on there, since we've been on the air, we haven't hit 29 cents. Seems to be a good amount of resistance at the top of the 28. So we'll see if we can break on through the other side, as a well-known deceased music legend once said. So right now, we'll see if we got enough power to break through, because I am seeing a lot of resistance to that upper 29. I think if we can get past
from
there.
El Salvador.
Wait, what?
He was from El Salvador, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Just checking.
Yeah. So I think if we can get past 29, I think 30 becomes a lot more attainable. Zero says, beefs. We need Beef Supreme's face on the Steele icons. Poor Man Trading says, I gave out 1.5 billion beefs to 20 different wallets the other night for barbecue recipes. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like beefs. It's a fun project. I support it. It's cool.
On nights like tonight, I envision Beef Supreme at some local hole-in-the-wall dive bar, on the bar, dancing with his shirt off, and just like pouring a Miller Lite over his glistening body, just loving the surge, just surging on life and beef. This is what I picture. And this is why he's never here on the surging nights. I feel like this is what's going on.
Do you think he only purposely shows up when Doge is struggling, because that's when he feels he's needed the most?
I don't know, but it is so odd that he is never here on the nights where it's going crazy.
Like never.
It's not like, okay, it's not like this has happened only one time. It's every time.
Yeah, I noticed
that Doge is pumping, he is gone. And I can only imagine the types of wacky hilarity that are ensuing in his life on nights that Doge is doing crazy good. Like, it's, I want to know. Like, I had questions about Beef Supreme for a long time, and I got one of them answered. Like, what does he sound like? I figured that out. But now I want to know, where is he on nights that it's doing well? Because he is doing, there's something for certain. Beef Supreme is somewhere doing something, and I can almost guarantee you that there's some sort of debauchery involved that 100% involves alcohol.
I would tend to agree with that assertion. So does Beef Supreme have a lower voice tenure? Is it more like a party dude voice, or what would you say?
Yeah, he sounds like a party guy. He sounds kind of southern as well. Sounds like he could be from. I can almost guarantee you. I think he's from Texas or
yeah,
southern state.
So he sounds like a partying southern dude. Mm-hmm. Okay,
maybe from Austin.
Okay, yeah. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Sliding Edge coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Sliding Edge. I asked, does Beef Supreme have a superhero alter ego? Well,
that's it.
Yeah, I think Beef Supreme is a superhero alter ego, number one. Number two, there is a guy that also comes in the chat under the name Carl's Jr., to which Beef Supreme contends, anyway, that that's his brother. I'm not sure if I buy that or if it's just Beef Supreme's making another account called the Carl's Jr. But it could be his brother. I feel like if that's true, they're like twin brothers, and one's Carl's Jr. and one's Beef Supreme. Local Enterprise Broadcasting coming in again with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Beef Supreme is like a crypto Batman, only arrives when needed. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Actually, like, Beef Supreme kind of looks like the character anyway. Beef Supreme kind of looks like Crypto Batman, don't you think, Nick?
If he was a bald on top.
Yeah,
he
just
totally would.
If I was a little bit balder.
Yeah.
Remember that song? If I was a little bit taller.
Oh, yeah. Beef
Accepted.
Supreme, or the guy who played Beef Supreme is Owen Wilson's brother, right?
No.
Sure.
No, that's Luke
Oh,
Wilson.
I'm sorry, that's the main character.
That's the protagonist.
Who is that guy? Andrew Will. No, it is. It's Andrew Wilson.
So another Wilson brother
Yes,
plays
it's
Beef
another
Supreme?
Wilson. Yeah, Beef Supreme is Andrew Wilson, their other brother.
Get out of town.
I'm not lying.
Okay, this is wild. I didn't know this, so now I'm looking up Andrew Wilson. Yep, there he is. That's Beef Supreme.
Yep.
He looks just like Beef Supreme still. Like now.
Yeah. He became that character, and that was it.
No
He's like, I got enough
way.
money from my family, and now this is who I am.
Yeah, he's 54 now, 56 now, born in 64.
Looks good for 56, man. He's
Oh
also
my gosh.
also the tallest of the Wilsons.
Wow, he still looks like just like Beef Supreme.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he still looks like Beef Supreme. Handsome dude. He looks like he'd be like he looks like the ultimate beer commercial.
Right? He looks like a lumberjack. Like
Yeah.
a real life lumberjack.
That is so funny. All this time, I didn't know that they had a third brother that was an actor that actually played Beef Supreme. That is amazing. Sliding Edge coming in at $5 super chat. Thank you again, Sliding Edge. Barry remembers when a quarter was worth more than a Doge. Thank you, Sliding Edge. I appreciate that. I think we're caught up on super chats here. But yeah, that's still blowing my mind, Nick. What's even blowing my mind more, I think, is that he's 56 and still looks just like Beef Supreme now. In 2021, he still looks like Beef Supreme from Idiocracy.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he aged a day. Like his brothers, even Owen looks like I'm watching Loki right now. By the way, guys, if you got Disney Plus, I highly recommend you check out the Loki series. I didn't watch WandaVision. I didn't watch Captain and Winter Soldier or anything, but the Loki series is fire. It is very good, and Owen Wilson is in it. Who I'm not a huge Owen Wilson fan, but it is very good.
And what do you like about Loki?
I like the Loki story a lot. I liked him as a character throughout the whole MCU. And they are real, like they put a lot of thought into this series, like a lot of thought. It is very well made. Acting is top notch. It's Marvel, so you're going to get what you get with every, you know that your action and everything's going to be on point. It's just very, very well done, I think.
Well,
Amazing
I'll check
series.
Yeah, I'll check it out. You're not the first person to recommend it to me now, so I'll definitely look into it. Guys, this is your man, Steven Steele. You've been watching Steven Steele Live, where my guest is my co-host, Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. We're covering the apparent Dogecoin surge back to life, along with the rest of the market. But even compared to the rest of the market, Dogecoin is doing exceptionally well. Comparatively. And so Nick here making a big, bold prediction that we very well may see $1 by the end of the summer. Local enterprise broadcasting, again, coming through the $5 super chat. Thank you for that. Just dropped another 1,500 USD on Doge. Get motivated, folks. That ticker moves when people participate. Thank you, Local Enterprise Broadcasting, making bold moves here and in the late 20s. In my opinion, still will be a great investment for the long term. That's what gets the ticker moving. So thank you for your super chat, and thank you for participating in the Doge market, Local Enterprise. So it will be interesting, Nick, to see when we wake up tomorrow, because last time, as you recall, when Elon dusted it up with the Bitcoin maxis, it proved to be a quite amusing yet contentious affair. So I wonder if it's going to have the same effect this time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's, how many times can we run through the Bitcoin community? And the memes are already coming out. The Bitcoin community just shooting themselves in the foot. I'm looking at a meme right now that somebody just made of you and myself with the
Wait, what?
It's you and me on it's the Where's the Beef commercial, but the guy, it would be old ladies. Old lady in the middle is, but I'm replaced with one, you're replaced with the other, and in the middle is the Secretary of State from Idiocracy.
Wow.
Yeah, very funny. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is part of the problem. The Bitcoin community doesn't have good memes. They just don't. And this is going to be part of their issue going forward. They don't have funny memes, guys. Like, the Bitcoin community is all white papers and black ties.
Yeah, I have to say, and I've seen a lot of Bitcoin memes, and they've all been pretty sterile. It's just kind of like all the memes kind of convey the same concept that Bitcoin is number one, and it's the best, and that's like the point of all those memes. And to me, that's not funny. It's not funny just to like.
Max Kaiser in Miami, while I was down there, famously said, "He who controls the Bitcoin controls the world," and I would disagree. I think he who controls the memes controls the world.
You're absolutely right, and that's such a great point. I agree with you wholeheartedly. He who controls the memes, he who can harness memes most effectively and actually just make the best ones. We've seen time and time again, and not just in the crypto sphere, but to a certain degree, like politics, not necessarily this last time, but in 2016 we saw it too, where people were literally, and we see this in crypto, we see this in Doge, where people are literally memeing things into reality, and they're memeing their way to power, which has never been more true. I mean, in the crypto community, memes are arguably the most powerful arsenal in crypto right now. Local Enterprise Broadcasting, $5, another $5 super chat. Thank you for that, LEB. Bye, folks. You're gonna regret it 5 months from now. More than likely, I would say 5 months from now, the value of one Dogecoin will significantly vary than where we're seeing it right now.
Think about this, Steven. This just is like a shower thought that just came out.
Riddle me this. Go ahead.
I believe that even though, Bitcoin obviously number one market cap, doing the best, is the oldest. I believe what Bitcoin did was miss the mark by about a decade. What I mean by that is that the average age of the average Bitcoin holder is significantly older than most other altcoins. And the reason that this is going to become an issue down the road is because you're right. The memes will be the currency of the people who are closer to our age online. And if you cannot convey your message through this meme material, you are going to lose in the end. And it's only because your client base is going to age out.
Yes.
Eventually they're going to age out.
Yes.
This is what is starting to happen right now before our eyes.
Yeah, I agree. I think your observation is an astute one and very, very keen and accurate. Local Enterprise Broadcasting coming in with a generous $20 super chat. Thank you so much for that generous super chat, LEB. He who controls the laughter owns the world. That's exactly what Nick and I are talking about right now. Laughter, aka memeology. It's there. You can't have one without the other, and that is everything that memes are based upon. Now, some more traditional types would argue, obviously, that memes aren't a good idea. It's not a good idea to have memes play a big factor in all this, and that it's anti-intellectual. I would argue, on the contrary, to formulate a good meme that resonates, you have to be pretty clever. I mean, it has to be pretty clever. And the people that construct the best memes largely have to have pretty decent IQs in order to do that. You can tell, I'm sure you too, Nick, I can easily tell a big-brained a meme versus kind of a small-brain meme. I think the small-brain memes many times are the Bitcoin memes. I don't mean to sound too brutal, but if your meme is overly, it's kind of like to be a good comedian, you have to be very intelligent as well and be able to not only read a room, but read the temperature of whatever social situation you're in. And that requires a high degree of a few different kinds of intelligence. And that directly, to me, I see all those same parallels when it comes to memes. And Local Enterprise Broadcast coming in again, $5 super chat. Thank you for all the super chats, LEB. Really appreciate it. Says Mr. Balls is correct. Most high-profile Bitcoin holders are boomers. Yeah, eventually, I mean, everybody dies, everybody passes, and I think we're going to see that torch continue to pass here in regards to crypto, where memes aren't going anywhere. I think they're going to be a very primary factor in crypto going forward. Go ahead, yeah.
Zero just commented, memes don't pay the bills, though. I am proof positive that is not the case, because when I bought Dogecoin, it was literally just a meme coin. I attest that now it is not the case. However, I purchased Dogecoin when really all that we had were memes at the time, and I'm retired, and I'm about to be 33 years old. So for me, at least, memes did pay the bills, like significantly so. But this could be a huge factor going forward, is that you need to have a community that's solid in this area of speech. I would call memes a new area of communication as like a form of speech. Mm-hmm. And you know, this might it seems like a joke now, and it's been a joke for so many years, but this is how many people communicate. I have full conversations, by the way, with my girlfriend in GIF format. Like, we go back and forth with just funny pictures and like cat videos. And we don't have to say any words in particular. We can just go back and forth with like funny little things, and this is kind of the future, guys. I mean, I was right about one thing 7 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this now.
Yeah, I mean, just when you think about how often with your friends or significant others that you send each other either memes or GIFs as a means to express something, right? Not that you solely rely on that. We solely rely on that by any means, and not that I don't think we ever will solely rely on that. But the main point is, it's not going anywhere as far as how we communicate. It's going to continue to be a permanent fixture of how we communicate in everyday life, and it's especially proven to be true when it comes to cryptocurrency. If it's true in everyday life, why would it be an exception in something like crypto? It's not going to be. It's not going to be. This is something that's very difficult for folks. Either it's like folks like Charles Hoskinson and people who consider themselves ADA maximalists, they're out there, or Bitcoin maximalists. They can't wrap their head around this. They're like, how the heck is dog money winning? How is dog money winning? What's the deal? And don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like dog money is solely resting on the laurels. Dogecoin is solely resting on the laurels of its memes. I mean, its utility is really sound. It's really solid. It has just a combination of things, right? So I think the Bitcoin types and the ADA types, I think they made a major miscalculation, Nick, and they continue to do so when assuming that the only way a crypto can be successful or being taken seriously is if you brand it like you're branding a Pfizer drug. If you brand it like a Pfizer drug, your logo looks like a Pfizer drug. The name of your currency sounds like one, and you try to talk like a big pharma rep, but with crypto, who are you talking to? Are you even familiar with what the crypto market is predominantly made up of? What kind of people it's predominantly made up? Who are you talking to?
It's true that those people will always exist.
Oh yeah,
straight-laced, those, serious types. But moving forward, that will be a minority instead of the, if you go back to 1950.
Yep.
That wasn't the case. Everybody was like that. That is going to be a minority of people going into the future because more and more people, children have iPads when they're 3 years old.
Yes.
They're literally raised on the stuff. And not that I agree with that or anything. I'm not like pro giving your kid an iPad.
Me either.
I'm just saying that that this has now become the world that we live in. Like it or not, you're going to have to accept it. And if you're going to accept it, you might as well be on the bleeding edge of this culture.
Yeah. And like I said, I just don't think that the folks that aren't understanding. It's fine if you don't understand it, but I'm more talking to folks that are hostile to the idea of memes moving markets. It's not simply that the meme moves the market. It's what the meme is saying. You still have to have a decent product to a degree. Now, to a degree, not always. But it's not like an accident that Dogecoin is now a permanent top tenor. I mean, it's been around since 2013. It actually has a really solid utility, and it's had a ton of developmental work on it in the interim. It's just that if you can I guess what I'm saying is if you can make the ultimate combination of having a great product in terms of crypto, obviously a great utility, along with something that's really good humored and can really bring the memes, that's the triple threat that you want. And it doesn't even just apply to crypto, but any kind of a product producing or marketing or branding, really.
Well, exactly. You could right now in the world that we live in, you can literally start a business based on a joke, and Doge is proof positive of that. Now, that will not get you all the way to the top.
Yeah,
but it is a good starting point because it shows that your intention is pure, that you're really there to have a good time in the space that the whatever space you inhabit as a company or a business or whatever it may be. And if you believe in what you're doing, and if you're having fun in the beginning, this is what a foundation of you know, what Billy always talks about, good times, not taking yourself too seriously. These are the solid, stable foundations that you can build an actual infrastructure upon. And I love that.
Yeah. I love that too. And, you know, really well said. So that, you know, that being said, everything we've been talking about, it just really kind of just reasserts the idea that Dogecoin is a great investment going forward. I feel like the future trends are the probability that future trends are more in favor of Dogecoin than many other of even the top 50 cryptos is extraordinary. Would you agree?
I would. We got a $5, and I want to read this because he made a comment earlier as well. Local enterprise coming back in with the $5. I started a trucking company thanks to Doge, and we're the only carrier in the U.S. that accepts crypto as a currency. I respect that, and if for those who don't know, my previous background was in logistics, so I have over 10 years of experience in the trucking industry, and if I ever need a trucking service, I will reach out to local enterprise broadcasting. In fact, today I was looking at a trailer to get for the McLaren because I don't have a parking spot for it currently. And I want to bring it around the country without having to drive it. So maybe I'll reach out to him to find out what the best enclosed car trailer is, because I have no freaking clue. But then that would also mean I'd have to buy a truck. So we'll see.
Awesome. Thanks again, LEB, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Guys, this has been a fantastic show. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on, Nick?
You know, I'm pretty if you guys weren't here in the beginning of the show, I made a little comment. We're gonna have trader talks on here sometime next week. I will be posting about that as we get things firmed up. I'm talking with him now on a daily basis. He's a young guy. But he has studied some of the top TA people. He's a fellow gym goer like me, so we'll have some stuff to talk about there. He said he didn't know how long he could come on for. I don't know if he's in school or whatnot. He's not that young, but he's in college, I would imagine. But we're gonna have Trader Talks on sometime next week, so look forward to that. And otherwise, I'm just really interested. I'm gonna go to bed here in a little bit. I'm really just interested to see what happens tomorrow. If you guys are keeping an eye on the market tomorrow, just remember, futures contracts are expiring. And it is the largest futures contracts accumulation in market history. There's more money sitting in futures right now than there ever has been on record. So this could go one of two ways. It's either going to be amazing or it's going to be really bad. I don't suspect that it'll be that bad if it does go south. But just keep an eye on the markets tomorrow, and don't be shocked or surprised if you see anything one way or the other. Because like you said earlier in the beginning of the show, Papa Upshot thought we would be trading sideways. That is not what is going to happen. We are going to either go up very steeply or we're going to go down very steeply tomorrow specifically.
Yes. So you can see it going either way tomorrow between up steeply or down steeply. You think that's a higher probability of one of those two routes rather than trading sideways where we're at?
100%. There's so much money sitting in futures expirations that it has to go somewhere, and it's either going to flow into the markets or it's going to flow out of the markets, and it will not just maintain. I can promise you, it's going to go one way or the other.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out tomorrow. Obviously, we're hoping for it to sharply go up, but we'll see either way. We will find out. Well, Nick, thanks again for joining and filling out the show with me. Thank you for your insights and your time.
Yeah, this was a good one, man. I tonight was fun. I had a blast. And make sure, guys, if you're in the chat, if you're new here to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe and hit notifications on. We've got some great guests coming up. And yeah, I'm excited for this. This next week is going to be a blast. By the way, 72 days to the T is July 5th, which is where we hit our last 500% increase. So we're gonna see. This is gonna be an interesting couple weeks here, and I am extremely excited.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, we're gonna explore it and cover it together, my friend. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Nick. Guys, if you want to give Nick a follow on Twitter, I'm putting his Twitter URL in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna have Nick on back very soon. It's always great to have Nick on. Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls, a guy that's been holding on to. He made a $10,000 investment in Dogecoin back in 2014. Has been holding ever since. Talk about diamond hands, but so it's always really great to get somebody who's actually in a unique position like that's perspective and insights in relation to obviously the Doge market and culture surrounding it. Really. Slay Blaze says, I think we'll have a green week coming up. We shall see. We shall see. Guys, if you have any comments or questions for me at this time, feel free to throw them in the chat. Feel free to show them in the chat. And obviously, any super chats are greatly appreciated for my time and efforts. Yeah, and also those of you who are new here, if you're brand new here, I want you to press number 1. If this is your first time, if tonight's been your first time tuning into this show, tuning into this channel, I want you to press number 1 in the chat. I want you to press number 1 in the chat. I hope we have a green week. Nick said feels that it's either going to tomorrow. Dogecoin's either going to go sharply increase or sharply decrease, and that he says the probability of it trading sideways where it's at right now at about 28.5, that probability is low. That's what Nick's saying, and I can only defer to his opinion and judge on it because I haven't had a lot of time to put into studying technical analysis the last few days where he has. So here comes the Beef Supreme. Better late than never, my friend. Better late than never. We were talking about you, my friend. We were wondering where you were. Yes. Yeah, so guys, feel free. If for some reason you already haven't subscribe to this channel, put the notification bell set on all. And for all of you who are here who have already subscribed, make sure, I can't emphasize how important this is, to hit your notification bell and set it on all, especially since this channel is predominantly live streams. So you never know when I'm going to go live. Sometimes that time varies. Sometimes it can be very spontaneous according to what breaking news happens, last minute guests, etc. So make sure, if you don't want to miss out on that stuff, make sure you hit your notification bell set to all. I can't emphasize how important that is. Beef Supreme says, I'm pumping my career to my superiors. Work-related stuff. The beef is back and beefier than ever as Dogecoin takes a sharp rise to 30 cents and beyond. Steven Steele, I've been in the woods. Why do we get that 15-cent dip? Oh, my friend. I've covered that exhaustively. I wouldn't even know where to start.
It was it's a multifaceted thing that has to do with everyone from Barry Silbert to the Chinese government. Put it that way. What is the name of the TA that Nick listens to? Well, he listens to a lot and he does a lot of his own studying on TA, but I know one of his favorites is Trader Tox. And Trader Tox is a gentleman that we're going to have as a special guest on this show next week sometime. We just haven't, I'm leaving now that booking up to Nick because he's friends with them. And I don't really know Trader Tox personally. Yeah. Scott says he's about to buy an NFT from Chonk Finance. Chonky. Sounds pretty chunky, guys. So I definitely learned a few new things tonight. I learned that caribou are reindeer, which I didn't know, and reindeer are caribou. And then I learned that Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson have a third brother named Andrew Wilson, who I didn't know, who actually played the character Beef Supreme. And then I also learned that despite Andrew Wilson being 56 years old now, he still looks identical to how he looked as Beef Supreme in the movie Idiocracy. So that was a new one for me to learn as well. And then this made Newsweek, you guys. This made Newsweek late last night. Dogecoin co-creator invests in it for the first time in 8 years after dramatic price plunge. So, as you guys know, Billy Marcus actually sold all his Dogecoin off when he hit hard times just to pay for basic cost of living and to buy a Honda Civic back in the day. And then when he decided to get back into crypto and Dogecoin, he didn't have any, and all the Dogecoin he had since then had been donated to him. However, he said on Tuesday, Billy Marcus tweeted, "I bought Dogecoin after 8 years of vowing never to buy crypto again an hour ago." He divulged that the cryptocurrency suffered a market-wide crash that saw the price of Dogecoin fall more than 10 cents in 24 hours, he tweeted. "I have checked the price 7 times so far since then. I was up 10% and now it's back up 3%. He added, "Anyway, this seems like a very healthy sign." And then vital currency transactions and speculative activity have disrupted the normal order of the economy and financial system. The Central Bank of the People's Republic of China said in a statement on its website on Tuesday, they increased the risks of illegal cross-border transfers of assets and illegal activities such as money laundering. Okay. And then Michael Saylor tweeted out yesterday morning, "The dominant driver of Bitcoin right now is that the crackdown on mining and trading in China that has begun in May." That's a tweet that I had brought up before. I think that was part of the reason that brought the whole economy, or I'll call it whole economy, the whole crypto economy, the whole crypto market down so significantly. But I don't think it's the main aspect. I think it's an aspect. I guess that's where my opinion would differ than Mr. Saylor's on that. I really do feel that Barry Silbert was one of the primary catalysts to kick off this whole trajectory, which kind of had a butterfly effect in many ways, in my opinion. Josh Randall disavows. Good to hear from you. If you started your own crypto coin, what would you name it? This is something I have thought about a bit. It's something I have thought about a bit. I like naming it after my last name's Steele, like Steele coin, but then again, I wonder if that'd almost be too bland if I just named it Steele coin. If I did name it Steele coin, I would make sure that the memes and the imagery behind it would be very, very amusing and very fun. But yeah, I guess that's about as far as I've gotten in my thinking on that. As of now. And I think most of you guys follow me on Twitter, but in the event that a few of you do not, I'm going to put my Twitter handle in the chat. And then also, I do have a Discord server community that's still growing out. We're still growing that, but would love to have you join there. That's open, obviously, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just a different way to connect with community members there. So I'm going to put a link to the Steele Discord in the chat as well, in case anybody wants to join that. All right. And unless you guys got any more questions or comments for me, just let me know, or else I might wind it down. Just let me know, guys, because I'm pretty much through the news cycle that I got for tonight, for the last day. But you know how this stuff goes. It's always unfolding. It's always unfolding. All right. Steal Bitcoin, someone says. Or steal it coin. Steal it coin might be good. Steal it. Thank you, Alan. Alan Schneider says, great show. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. But guys, I think the future of Dogecoin is very, very promising. I told you guys to hang in there. I predicted on this show the night before last, I said, everyone relax. I feel that everything I was looking at, I felt that Dogecoin was going to hit back up to 30 cents within 2 weeks from that moment, from that time. And other people thought I was crazy for saying that Dogecoin was going to rebound up to 30 cents in that short of amount of time. And here we are already riding at 28 cents. 28 cents, just 2 pennies away from the big 3-0. What a recovery. What a fantastic, epic recovery, guys. Nurse Terry Reed coming in at a super chat of $5. Thank you, Nurse Terry Reed. Really appreciate that. Steven, will you be attending Dogepalooza? Your thoughts? Dogepalooza, my thoughts. I know there's some people really hard at work on it right now, and I support their efforts. I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit trepidatious about trying to pull off a really big event right now in the wake of the COVID thing, because even festivals and venues that's all they do is put on these kind of events. Even they're having some trouble with some of the logistics and putting the butts in the seats, and ticket sales. So I'm not saying it can't be done or it won't be successful. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we just need to be mindful of this if this is going to be going forward, just to make sure that that provisions are made accordingly. So, but I think it's an exciting idea. Will I be attending? Nurse Terry Reed, it all depends on how I'm feeling. It depends where I deal with a chronic health condition right now. Right now, I pray that it's temporary, and I'm planning the rest of my life as if it's temporary. So it all depends. Honestly, that's the biggest factor for me. If if I'm feeling better, it's something I would seriously consider attending. Josh Randell disavows $10 super chat. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Says, I think I'd go with squid nipples or octopus tits. Thank you for the suggestions on my own coin name. Josh Randell disavows with either. I think out of the two there, Josh, that you, if I had to choose between one of the two, I think I would definitely go with squid nipples. Squid nipples. It's just a bit more playful and whimsical sounding to me. Doge is going on in my Doge is going in my will for my family. Gotcha. Josh says Doge has been very good to me. Awesome to hear. I love hearing success stories about the mighty Doge. Absolutely. I don't think that Nick got his Lamborghini yet. Bankston. I don't think he got his Lamborghini yet. Yeah. So let's see here. Here's a really good tweet from my friend Billy Marcus from a couple days ago that I think's worth a reread. And it's this: perfectly appropriate things to do when crypto is doing the not so good store of value thing. 1, hold. 2, buy. 3, sell some. 4, sell all. Inappropriate things to do: blame the developers, blame former developers, blame Elon, blame anyone else for the speculative risk you took. I love that. I think that's just so succinctly stated and so well summed up. Just something for all of us to keep in mind next time the market goes in the red. And it inevitably will. Inevitably does go in the red. But that's all part of the journey to the moon. Like I say many times before, you can't ride the rocket until you ride the tiger, my friends. And, the ordeal with Billy Marcus buying Dogecoin for the first time in 8 years really made the news rounds. It also was the Independent wrote on it too. The UK's Independent and a few others as well. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. The president of El Salvador just put out a pretty cool tweet about mining Bitcoin with volcanoes. I will have to check that out, Scott. Thank you. Bankston says, I walk away for a second. Dogecoin drops a whole penny. Well, what does that tell you, Bankston? It tells you that you should just never take your eyes off the chart for the rest of your life ever again. Yep, that's what it means, Bankston. So your whole life is going to be watching the Doge chart. But the good news is it'll probably you won't have a life. That's the bad news. The good news is that the value of Dogecoin is going to be incredible. Incredible. That's incredible. That used to be a show from the 1980s. Where they would just bring people on with like special talents or something. And it was called That's Incredible. And then people would do what the show would be considered incredible things. Disconnected, but it will reconnect just momentarily here, guys. Speaking of which, some huge news that I would like to point out to you guys. This is major news, and I announced it on Twitter earlier today. It's got over 2,000 likes and climbing. Major news. And I can't believe I forgot to bring it up earlier in the show. I think the reason why is because there's so many other news developments that happen throughout the day. According to one of the Dogecoin devs, Michi, the Doge Ethereum bridge is now functioning, but is currently being fine-tuned and refined by another group. And this is huge news. This is really, really incredible progress and in such a short amount of time that's occurred here, guys. So again, for those of you who haven't heard, I did confirm this. According to one of the Dogecoin devs, Michi, the Doge Ethereum bridge is already functioning, but it's being refined and fine-tuned by a separate developer group right now. This is just wild stuff. This has absolutely blown away and exceeded any of the expectations that I had previously before. I didn't expect to see the development team on either end to be able to get the bridge functioning between Doge and Ethereum so efficiently, so quickly. This is just blowing my mind, you guys. Absolutely mind-blowing. I can't state how significant I think this is going to be for the crypto market overall going forward. Again, I know I've said this a few times now on the show, but when Vitalik Buterin was on the 3-hour podcast with Lex a few weeks ago, he said when he was asked, where do you see the top ranking cryptos in the future? Where do you see them playing out? How do you see this all going down? And he said, before he even brought up Ethereum, before he even brought up Bitcoin, he jumped right to the DOGE. What did he say? He said, well, at least I see Dogecoin at least at number three. And then he said, if not number 2. Why would he say that? Why would he say if not at number 2? Well, that means he is alluding to the fact that somebody else is going to be number 1. And he is being the creator of Ethereum. Does he think he's going to assume but that statement that Ethereum is going to be number 3 or that Ethereum is going to be number 1? What do you guys think? He's assuming that Ethereum may be number 1, Dogecoin could be number 2, and Bitcoin in the future could be number 3. Just a really fascinating look. That whole podcast for 3 hours, really fascinating and insightful look into the mind of the 27-year-old billionaire genius, Vitalik Buterin. And I also, too, I had edited down 2.5 minutes of what I felt to be the most pertinent information revealed on that 3-hour broadcast on Twitter. I just edited it down there succinctly for people, and that made a lot of the rounds on Twitter as well. Terry says, who bought Ethereum during the dip? I did. She did. If I had the money to invest any more in crypto during the big dip, I definitely would have bought a lot more Ethereum. But I'm maxed, my friends. Bang Stun says, I already get yelled at by my fiance that I spend too much time watching the charts and up late watching Steele. Plus, guess what? We are having a baby, our first, and it's a girl. Bang Stun, that is amazing news. Congratulations to you and your fiance on that epic step forward in your futures together. Congrats. That is beautiful news. Thank you for sharing it with us here. Congratulations, and let me know when you've decided on a name. Have you decided on a name for her? And let us know and keep us posted on how all that's going for you. That's excellent, man. I love hearing that. Beef Supreme says, the surge is never over. I love it. All right, gang. Well, unless you guys have any more questions or comments for me, I'm going to wind this one down. Been going since 9:30, so just a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. Tonight was a great show. And for those of you who are new that joined us tonight, I want to welcome you to the community and encourage you to subscribe and link up with us. And also, if you haven't become a member, might be something you want to consider. You can learn about that through the link pinned at the top of the chat. And I think the rest of you guys know where to find me on Twitter, etc. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. We're just going to keep the momentum going strong. And we're just going to keep surging this thing and just having a good time together on our inevitable ascension to the moon and beyond. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Steele signing out.